The state of Qatar has a population of around 3 million. Of the 3 million, an estimated 10 to 12% are citizens, the rest being non-residents. It also has a lot of oil and gas. When did they discover it, and how have they used the money from selling it? From the late 1800s to 1916, this area was under the control of the Ottoman Empire, which after World War I, it became a protectorate of the British Empire. Before 1940, the economy primarily relied on trade, fishing, and most importantly, pearl hunting. This industry, however, became redundant when in the 1920s and 30s, Japan discovered and commercialized cultured pearls. Qatar subsequently went into a depression, and just when it seemed like this would be its future, it got lucky. In 1908, oil was found in southwestern Iran. A year later, the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, British Petroleum was founded. This discovery and the increased demand for oil caused many companies to begin exploring other regions to keep up with supply. Discoveries were made in Iran, Kuwait, Bahrain, and finally in 1940, it was Qatar's turn, with the first discovery in the Dukhan oil field. This oil field was managed by the Qatar Petroleum Company, which was an associated company of the Iraq Petroleum Company, and they would pay the Qataris a fee for this privilege. In 1960, an offshore discovery was made by the Shell Company of Qatar. Now this is amazing for the ruling family. For doing absolutely nothing, they get free money by letting these companies run these oil fields. They can build up their cities, provide public services, and live an easy life with few headaches. But they turned out to be more ambitious. Being reliant on just oil meant making sure that they are getting the most money they can get. First thing they do is join OPEC in 1961, which allows them to influence global oil prices and make the maximum amount from exports. Then they start the process of taking control of the oil industry from foreign companies. In 1973, the government took 25% share each of Qatar Petroleum Company and Shell Company of Qatar. In 1974, they formed the General Petroleum Corporation, later Qatar Petroleum, and signed new agreements with the two oil companies, giving 60% share to the state-run Qatar Petroleum. In 1977, they fully nationalized the two companies. Now with full control and plenty of money coming in, Qatar undergoes a massive transformation, turning from a poor, underdeveloped country to one of the richest in the world. It also competes with its neighbors Saudi Arabia and the UAE as an influential regional powerhouse. This influence, however, does not come from oil, but its massive gas reserves, the majority of which come from this place called the North Dome Field. It was discovered in 1971 and is shared with Iran, but that hasn't stopped Qatar from developing their side. With their partners, they formed Qatar Gas in 1984, now Qatar Energy, and production of LNG started in 1966, with its first delivery being to Japan in 1977. With the successful management of its oil and gas reserves, Qatar has transformed its fortunes to become an influential nation on the world stage. And as demand for LNG increases, its influence and power will grow even more.